Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Let's get you a quick reading today for the tarot. Hope you're doing well. We do have some tough aspects today. I believe Moon conjoins Mars. Go ahead and check out Archie Dunlop's channel. He does amazing astrological analysis day by day. He's absolutely fantastic, and he tells you, and it just gives me a good weather report to know what I'm about to handle, right? So we have Moon conjoining Mars this morning. We have Mercury going direct today, so Venus opposing Neptune, so water issues, confusion in your relationships could be prominent. What sign are we doing, Sagittarius? Okay, there could be a lack of happiness, a lack of successful, maybe relationship with somebody of higher status, or maybe there's like a lack of belief system. Something is toppling in regards to belief systems. Something with like a figure that holds a strong authority place in your life. Maybe somebody in upper hierarchy kind of vibes. You could be feeling like there's an unsuccessful resolution with you and this person, or there's a lack of happiness or a lack of successful manifestation. I believe this is for Sagittarius. I mean this reading to be for Sagittarius, so let's continue. Sagittarius. There's a lack of personal contentment as well, and a lack of a new beginning. This could be just in reverse, but I feel like there's a reason why. I might have grabbed that deck in reverse, so I'm going to take these messages as is. Sagittarius, messages for Sag. What do you need, Sagittarius people? Yeah, again, flow in the reverse, stability in the reverse, harmony in the reverse. This is definitely reflecting magician energy in the reverse with Nine of Cups in the reverse. You could feel thwarted in some kind of way, Sagittarius. Yeah, rejected in some kind of way, fragmented, confused. See how the card is diagonal. It could be kind of like a shifty position that you're in right now. There could be an avoidance of or stalemate with somebody who has such a higher maybe position in your life, Sagittarius. There could be lack and doubts to fit wish fulfillment that you're seeking, a lack of self empowerment and strength here, and a lack as a result in financial security, maybe, right? Especially if this is something to do with some kind of figure that represents something in your job. But we're going to go ahead and get some tea leaf too. Messages for Sagittarius. There could be some level of somebody being sneaky or behind someone's back, trying to harm them in a sneaky way. Kind of like the snake is hiding amongst the tree. Like maybe somebody's luring you with a carrot, like a donkey, but then they're like, it's really like a poisonous apple type vibe. Um, this could be somebody who has a huge ego, and this could be what's causing issues, or maybe these issues started more so in August, or you're experiencing them at this moment. Depression, anxiety, or worry that someone is against you. Take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. Okay. Tell us more. What is the criticism that you'd like Sagittarius to take on board in relation to their manifestation? What is your best advice? Acceptance, hope, forgiveness, gratitude, charity, kindness, new alliance, and recovery. So there could be a need to like make amends with somebody in an emotional sense. Somebody's ego could be hurt, definitely. More advice for Sagittarius. What do you want them to do? Sometimes the victory is not worth the price. So you have to consider, is it worth trying to make up with somebody that's constantly belittling you or depressing you or trying to restrict you in some kind of sense? Is that where you should be pouring your energy, right? Hidden motives, superficiality, confusion, short-sightedness, and ignorance. So, I mean, that could be causing these feelings of depression, anxiety. We do have some nebulous, horrible aspects today, right? We have Venus opposing Neptune. Venus rules love, money, relationships, business contracts, any kind of contract of any sort. Just the other person, the other people in your life. And that's opposing, which means there's no easy blend of these energies. Neptune, which rules confusion itself, deception itself, illusions itself. And that means that there's a lack of spiritual grounding in your relationships right now, or in your money matter. There's a real lack of understanding. I mean, it's very confusing. We have Mercury only stationing direct today, so you could realize that you're coming to realizations more so today as the tipping point. As Mercury goes direct, it affects our brain and how we process things. You could be coming to realizations that evaded you for so long while Mercury was going retrograde, where you were reconsidering things. And Mercury's in Leo, so whatever area of that chart, I believe that's where it's going direct today. So if you had it, for example, in your 11th house, like a Libra rising would, then that means that the organizations that you're a part of, you're starting to now finally see them clearly or clearer, because that's the area that Leo rules in your chart. So, and Leo can rule socializing, just in general, the people that we have fun with, our hobbies, our creativity, our dating life, our attention seeking. So Let's give you a piece of advice, Sagittarius. I feel like I want to do unlimited ideas. Interesting here. Your mind is one with God's. So there is something that maybe the spiritual side of life is trying to show you in relation to long-term security or stability, especially if there is some kind of like stalemate between you and somebody else. You have access to unlimited ideas. So there could be like a new solution that you need to implement, or a kind of different method of like if your job, if your goal is to have, you know, a stable source of income or something like that, maybe it's not at this specific place, especially if it's going to be, you know, this, right? So take divinely guided action to allow the ideas to come to fruition. So maybe whatever's transpiring in your life right now is happening for a reason, so that you can be led to the right solutions. So we're going to go ahead and get more Sagittarius messages. Best advice, please. Most important. Thank you. Witch's Rosary, you can see how he's doing like meditation. He's really centering himself. There's nobody around him. He's doing ritual work. He's concentrating. What does he actually want to manifest? Is it this? Is this worth the energy? Is this what your wish is? Or is your wish a more peaceful life, one with more abundance or more peace or more respect? So let's go ahead and read 43. Focus, concentration, intention, developing habits, and trust. Craft your skills with intentions repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. So you could be learning about rituals and manifestation in general. Yeah, there could be something about your overall legacy or your career, and how does this align with your joy, with your creativity, with your ego, with your dating life, with your love life, and with your home life, with your emotions, with anything, the way you nurture yourself, right? So we'll continue. Your higher self chose this card because it represents the long road to success that guides you to remain focused and intentional. Your situation is not one that gains immediate results, but is likely to be rewarding with patience and consistent effort. The way forward is to be practical, responsible, and committed to mundane tasks that aren't glamorous but do provide security and stability. You will receive this card when you're ready to put in the hard work to see your goal through, although it does remind you to avoid perfectionism. Habits and skills take time to master, so don't take it too personally if you don't get it right at first. You may follow instructions step by step and find that something is still off. Remember that you can always start from the beginning, retracing your steps until you discover the source of the problem. So is the problem the situation around you? Is it the way that these dynamics have kind of festered and grown? Is it solvable? Is you know, there's so many. We'll continue to dive in. We'll see what the problem is. This card also confirms that you're on the right path and should keep doing what you're doing. You may be frustrated if you're not seeing results, which is why this card has made its way to you. Spirit wants you to know that you have done nothing wrong, but you must trust that your work will be rewarded with time. So we have Witch's Rosary manifesting chant here. This chant is excellent for calling in what you desire, although affirmations work great as well. It can be done with anything that helps you keep consistent repetition. Go to a place that is quiet and free of distractions. Nature is always best, but you can choose where you prefer. Hold the rosary in your hands and place your fingers on one of the beads. Close your eyes and take a deep breath and recite an intention or phrase and repeat it for every bead. Beautiful. Okay. Messages for Sagittarius. Oh, did I drop? I think I dropped it. Sorry, I had it, but it went flying. Now it is nowhere to be seen. Oh, there it is. Cherry. Okay, maybe cherries are important here. There could be something that, like, money-wise, like maybe cherries. I don't know. Maybe there's a need to be flexible. Tell us more for Sagittarius. Sagittarius people and placements. There could be something kind of, you know, angry between you and this person. Cherry red, Sagittarius. Somebody here is bad. Could be a masculine. Could be somebody you work with. Could be a business contract. This is a demon in a human. No offense, sorry. I have a card in here that's called Angel in Human Body, and it came in reverse. So I've been thinking a lot about demons today, actually, specifically. And so it's no coincidence, I think, that you know, you're dealing with somebody that's not great. This person could have like lighter skin or maybe darker skin. I don't know. They could have mixed. But we'll continue. They could be Asian as well, because I see Asian on the bottom of this. But we'll pull a Callie, I think. Sagittarius, most important vital message for Sagittarius people placements. Okay, this is a very strong card. It looks like very, very strong. I think Scorpio got this a bit ago. We'll go ahead and read that. 22. So something about finances, emotions, your base, your self-esteem is vitally important at this time as well. Let's see. It really forms the foundation of your emotional well-being, right? So we'll go ahead and read that. Beloved mother who dwells in the smoke, who presides over the most difficult transitions, she who knows that certain endings are unavoidable, they are necessary predecessors to radical reinvention. Her presence brings a message that though disappointment, defeat, or loss and the negative repercussions of such experiences may cause suffering for a time, they don't limit future happiness. They are a means of opening as yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything is worked out for the absolute best. So maybe this isn't a situation that you need to be a part of, right? You never know. You might actually be opening the gateway to like a lottery winning or something beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The seventh of the Mahavira wisdom goddesses is Dumavati. She is the crone goddess. So this is a very mature woman, basically, embodying that mature emotionality, realizing where you need to restrict your nurturingness to people that are taking advantage of it, that are hurting you, etc. Like that. This is being a mature mother energy, right? And uniquely in Hindu context from which she arises, also a widow. Her name means she who is made of smoke, and the expression goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. So you could be picking up on signals already that somebody is just not out for your best interest type vibe. Dimavati is associated with profound suffering. Just as smoke is polluting and concealing the manifestation of fire, it can be hard to believe there is any divine blessing hidden or otherwise when we are in the agonies of intense suffering. So that means there is a blessing here, actually. In honoring Dimavati, we acknowledge that suffering is a part of life and can develop compassion. Our capacity for kindness is often in direct proportion for the suffering we have experienced and processed, as it can grow empathy and wisdom in the soul. Do you ever notice that people that never go through anything are really assholes? They're usually assholes. Like they have no empathy, no compassion. They don't understand things from a really rounded way. And people that have gone through a lot tend to be like really well formed characters. Um, some continue to create pain for themselves and others alleviate suffering in the world through what they have learned. So you can see how, like, one person, you could both go through the same situation, but one person turns into a serial killer and the other person starts a charity or a foundation or helps people to rise out of circumstances that might push them towards negative things, right? They used that experience to for a net positive in the world, right? So let's see. The difference comes in through the willingness to face and process pain. Some people don't process their pain, right? They just project it outwards. If I'm upset and I feel out of control, I'm gonna put control on you, and I'm gonna make you upset because it makes me feel good, right? Something like that. And if you're a good person, then you want to spread that, right? I feel good about myself. I've processed my pain. Let me help you up so that you can feel as good as I do, and we can work even for better, right? Dimavati can help us find the courage to be real about our suffering, neither becoming lost in it or avoiding it, but rather to go through it and process it. So you could be called to just, meditate, take a moment of stillness, really just understand that, try to see the silver lining, try to see how the situation has benefited you, how you can utilize it for the future. Like it's an ingredient, right? So what can you throw it in with something else and bam, new recipe. Dumavati is often associated with the most painful aspects of human existence: aging, disease, thirst, poverty, hunger, death, and the ugliness on all levels. This may cause some to fear her and try to push her away. Yet when we are suffering greatly, we can know that she is with us. With her black, smoky skin, she becomes the blackened Madonna, the beloved mother who does not watch our suffering from some remote place in blissful detachment, but is suffering with us. Our cries resonate in her heart, our emotional anguish. She is our sacred companion, and her presence can help us bear witness with honesty and courage. So there could be a call to like establish boundaries. You could be dealing with very negative circumstances as well. Healing begins with an acknowledgement of suffering. You cannot resolve an issue if you deny it exists. So this is not the time to be like overly optimistic. Like Sagittarius is known to kind of like brush things over. This is a point where we're seeing more clearly than maybe we have for a few weeks now, right? When Dumavati arises in a reading, there is an opportunity to end a profound and difficult struggle, perhaps one that is obscure and difficult to articulate and acknowledge. Such truth speaking to yourself happens when you can admit this is not good for me, or I'm not yet sure what or how, but something needs to stop. Dumavati is sometimes depicted as two crows attempting to pull a cart they can't move. At other times, her cart is without means of movement at all. So, if you're experiencing a lot of restrictions from the outside world, it's time for you to be the one that's enacting the restrictions. It's time for you to embody the devil. It's time for you to pull yourself away and put those restrictions between you and things that don't serve you so that you can prioritize yourself first, right? She brings the message that the path you are on cannot take you any further. This doesn't mean that life is over, but rather that life as you know it has come to an end. This is an inception of a new cycle to be ready for. As we know from Kelly's mysteries, we must grieve and release what has been. In the social context from which Dumavati emerges, widows are at the edges of acceptable social status. In this way, Dumavati is a goddess for those who have been shunned, criticized, or denounced, those forced out of social status or position through circumstances that are not necessarily of their own choosing. When external events seem to be forcing you in a certain direction, feelings of vulnerability can arise, but then so can a sense of being deeply guided by the universe. Dumavati's presence signifies a time when something you once counted on has failed you in some way. Through that process, opportunities open that would not have otherwise been available. Dumavati is the harbinger of endings and loss, but also of radical trust and secret blessings that are revealed later, and most often unexpectedly. Something avoided at all cost happens anyway, and we end up being grateful for it because it frees us. New horizons open up, everything changes. It wasn't easy, it took courage, it hurt a lot. We had to grow, but she was there with us, letting us know this feels terrible, but something good is going to come from it. The pain will end. You are going to be more than okay. You are going to thrive. So I hope you liked this reading. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe, or hit the buy me a coffee link if you want to leave a tip. Thank you for being here. Take care. Best of luck.